Was I even talking that whole time? I don't think I was. Thankfully, it was only a minute of me yakking about my cats. But that's a little bit loud for me. It's like splitting my head. I'm gonna have to turn that down. There we go. I don't think that turned it down for you. I think that was just for me. What I was saying, though, was that Jiraiya was coming right towards me, and usually when he comes right up to me to complain, after I've given them treats, it means his sisters are in the cabinet getting more treats because I didn't give him enough, apparently. And he's tattling because he wants more treats and he can't get in the cabinet like they can. Which is funny because he's the only one that can open the cabinet, but he's not talented enough to jump in between, like, the layers. So, like, if they don't knock the bag down, he doesn't get anything. And he essentially tells on him. I don't know if that's what he's doing, but it's what he's doing. In case you were wondering, I've started muting my mic so I can go to the bathroom. Not that I really gave a shit, because I would just mute the mic as I walked by anyways. But it's nice to just, like, as I walk away to take my break, mute the microphone. In case I need to go to the bathroom, I don't have to actually think twice about muting the computer. It's already muted. But my bathroom is, like, 2 feet from my computer. So if I was dying by lactose intolerance like I was the other day, no good. It is suddenly a different type of stream. Dang, nothing. I guess every so often you do get a dead cast even with a bait rod. This is a decent fish, right? 15 meters? Or is that that's probably just because I'm... No, 15 meters is like... Wow, no, that's maximum for a bait rod, right? Interesting. So does the lure rod catch bigger fish? Heck yeah. I mean, maybe not necessarily, but... Oh, I missed my good picture of him. Well... I can still get it. What was it? First 4 minutes? Easy. Alright, so you need a fish that has the maximum length like that and difficult. See, like, this fish won't be as big. It's just as difficult, if not more difficult. But there's 5 feet of difference there. Wow, I like how I just came back from my break and I'm catching giant fish all of a sudden. My god. Was it the longer you go in a dungeon without saving or something? I almost wonder if it's like a day of the week thing. Does this game have days of the week, or is it only just days? Getting bigger. I don't know. If we can catch a gobbler over 180, that changes things. Okay, so we're down to some smaller ones. Starting to get a little crazy there. Oh yeah, JoJo's in here looking for treats. I guess I didn't give him enough. Savages. They get fed like every 2 hours. I throw them a little scrap, a little scrounge. I throw it out on the carpet so they kind of have to hunt for it. They don't actually have to hunt for it. Like, I know what you're thinking. Like, you bastard. But like, shut up. It's a fucking rug. It's not even a carpet. It's not that much square footage for them to search. And I know what some of you else are thinking. No, they don't eat carpet fibers. It is hilarious though, because every so often when they run past the carpet at full speed, they'll tear up like little pieces of it. And then like later that day, they'll see like one of the little pieces on the floor and run up thinking like they missed a treat. And then as soon as they get to it, they're just like, ah! And they smack it in disgust. It's like always so funny. Because you can like see that like process in their head as they're just like, oh, who didn't get this one? It's mine. And then yeah, they do that like angry cat hunch where they're like, ah, I'm gonna smack the shit out of this thing. This one isn't bad. What did we start at, 13? Yeah, I remember talking about catching a fish in the first few seconds is like the optimal time. There we go, 220, nice. That was a 13er, but... So, like, yeah, that was good distance, but this is a smaller fish. Interesting. Although for 38 centimeters, that's a lot of points. So, okay. So, there, yeah, there's something there, I think. I think that's the orange... It's like IVs in a fish from Pokemon. Like, every fish has its... So yeah, that's probably, yeah, where their stats are determined. But how does that help me? I don't know. I don't know if it does help me. Oh, not what I wanted. That doesn't... That's impressive, actually. What you got? Show me what you got. good? Yeah. We can keep going. Just stacking up points. Thumb's a bit sore. I literally just switched up which way I was going. That's no good. I got that arc thumb. My thumb hurts sometimes when I'm like trying to cross the map in arc, like with an Argentavis and a bunch of metal. And it's like, all right, we're just gonna travel in one distance for the next 10 minutes. Get it out there. What do we got? Nothing. There we go. Got something. Oh my god, 5 meters? Say what? 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 Hold on, I should check my end. Yeah, no, I didn't catch anything. Right? What was that? $13.33 is when that happens, what I get. Oh, I'm shook. It's in my head. That was so weird. What? That was so weird. How did I fail that? I don't think I was supposed to catch anything there. I think did I actually catch one of the non-existent fish? Oh wow, a 210. That's crazy. That was so weird. Oh, I wonder if that was supposed to be like a Nonky or something. I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch that. Did I just lose the fish? That was so weird. Oh, I didn't run out of bait, did I? That wasn't like the last one. Right? I just don't think I was supposed to catch that fish. I think as soon as I noticed that it was only a 5. No, I've got all my lures. That was so weird. I don't even know what to think about that. That was wild. I'll have to rewatch that. Ooh, that was crazy. He moved way faster than I expected. Alright, come on. It was so crazy. I wonder if it's because I'm still resetting all the way up till there and I'm like not supposed to be or something. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch that. Nothing. Where you at, fish? Show yourselves. There we go. There we go. That's a fish. That's a fish with some spines. No soft rays over here. Nice. This fish is moving in a lateral line, baby. There we go. That's something, finally. What do you want, baby? What time? No, it's... Okay, give me 1 second. My cat's yelling at me, and his sisters are probably... Come on. What's the problem? His sister was in the good chair. I don't know where the other sister was at, but I put him in a basket under a blanket, which they usually love for a couple hours. I think they're 3 or 4, maybe 5 years old. I don't know exactly. I'd have to count, and that's always difficult. But for like the first time in their lives, they're actually sleeping with me at night, one at a time. I think it's too cold because they fight for like certain spots, and if they can't get a certain spot, they give up. That just might be because they're weird ass cats. I don't know. But it's nice because if they sleep with me, it seems they actually stay asleep longer, maybe? Or maybe it's when they don't sleep with me that when they wake up, they come to see if I'm awake, and that's where the problem comes. But we actually sleep better, it appears. Or they can actually, again, they can just open their eyes and be like, hey, the dumb fuck isn't awake. And he gets mad when we try to wake him up. Because, like, I wake up on my own very easily, very early. But they just wake me up, like, an hour earlier. And it's, like, so early at that point that it's just, no. It's like, I get up at the earliest point a human should, which is, like, 4 or 5 a.m. And when they wake me up at, like, 2 or 3, it's just, no. It's too early. I'm not a fully functioning human. I don't think anybody really is. Keyword human. Homo reptilia are fine. Easy. So would I need like 3 more fish? That's so fun. I still can't get over like what happened. Like, did I just like hook a fish at the last possible second, but the game was just like, there's no fish. So like it let me fight nothing, but then when I pulled it in, the game was just like, there's no fish. So I failed. Like it's just, I don't know. Probably 1 more, I think. Although, how many points did I have left over? That might have been enough. And residuals. Could you imagine if something just grabbed Max? Some sort of swamp thing looking creature just grabs Max and pulls him under. Oh my god. You've been fishing for too long. Some Pokemon mystery dungeon nonsense. Alright, that should be enough, right? If I can actually remember what buttons to hit. Bingo! That does not seem like any further. Decent fish on the first one. guess it was alright. It seemed better than that. Alright, should I get out of here? What should I do? I never caught a record gobbler, but... I think at this point I'm ready to go fish in the ocean. How far are we from the exit? I don't think super far. Oh, I just screwed up my angle. Maybe that was it. Let's see what my angle looks like after I just screwed it up there. It's funny that I actually don't need... Oh, wait. So, do you not actually lose a lure? Is that what I'm missing? I just thought about that. Are lures, like, technically reusable? Is that the meta? Is that you don't have to they should be more expensive then. They should be worth way more money if you only need one lure. And again, they should only catch fish in the top 50 percentile. Make it even harder on players. But more rewarding, because again, you're only catching big fish. 246, that's my best one, I think. Oh, I just missed the good picture. Son of a bee. Although I think that means I'm actually standing at the better angle. Alright, let's finish out an hour here, I guess. And then we'll do the last 6 hours at the ocean. Alright, 246 points is the number to beat, I guess. What was that? Just before the 30-minute mark. We can find that again. Not bad, not bad. Oh, 17. Hold the phone. This one might take some time. We're only at 8. Oh my god, we're just... Keep going to the right, that's hilarious. Perfect. Oh, I missed the picture. Dang, that's a solid one. What do you want, June? Alright, I'm gonna have to give up the seat to June for a bit. Come on. God, you're so bad. What? No, if you do that thing where you try to get in the sink, I'm gonna get upset. I can't just wait either. I have to actually fish this time, so you have to relax without me. I'll pet you if it's an easy fish. Give me a moment. Okay, it's no fish. Oh, I'll pet you for a moment. Let's just get the bobber in the water. You're spoiled. You're not supposed to be in this chair because you chew on cords, and I don't want you thinking you're allowed up here, but you're sweet. You're sweet. Look at you. Rubbing your little face on the chair like it's supposed to smell like it's my chair. Nice, what do we got? Oh, another decent distance. Not as tough. Still decent, though. Alright, she's settling down. You don't get fed for another 3 hours. And you're never the one that complains about food. Did they eat your treats? I'm guessing that's what it was. Alright, so this fish seems more difficult, but the distance is way shorter. Yeah, I can't tell. Oh my gosh, look at you. You're sticking your little neck up. You want your neck rubbed. Rub your shoulders up, standing as tall as you can, and you fell over because you were standing too tall. Look at you. You're so fun. You're so much smaller than your brother and sister. I mean, they're not actually related, and they are, so I mean, it makes sense that they're bigger than you. Or at least both of them would be bigger than you if one of them is. Oh, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. $156. You know, I might just take off. Let's just, yeah. Perfect timing. What do we got to work with? It just has to feel right. Alright, I think we're doing luck. Alright, you know what? We're gonna save that until we can max it. Shoot. I should just be able to do this, right? We're back, and we're back. Where is it? What? Oh. That's a bad spot for it. Oh. God dang it. She was in the sink when I wasn't looking. Like, 40 seconds. Man. I don't know what she... I have no idea what she was eating. There's... I mean, just like the spoon I mixed their food with this morning, but like, oh god, that's just foul. Fucking foul beast. Barely did anything. God, she moves so quick. I was gonna say, thankfully there's a save spot, right? Nope. Alright, to our trusty spot. Trying out the fork. It is wild, isn't it? I guess the only sense that it makes is it's flashy, but there's like a million other things they could have done. A wrench makes way more sense since, you know, that's one of the weapons in the game. Like there's poison wrenches, and then there's this wrench right here, and there's other wrenches, but, you know, sometimes you gotta be weird. Welcome, though. Welcome. Doing some fishing today. Yeah, that's true. Maybe they were a little burnt out on doing the wrenches. Didn't want to overdo the wrench theme. I don't think it's really identifiable, but I wonder if it's the same fork from the scene where he yells at his dad. I don't really know if you could identify it. Oh, bells, trumpets, hair dryers. That's a good point, yeah. I always noticed that they were like makeshift things, but yeah, I never assumed it that way. I thought of it more, it was like a kids next door kind of thing, but yeah, I guess it's the same ordeal. Honestly, it's the person selling Max the fork is a lure that's getting off. We should actually be putting our eyes on them because they sell Max the lure. That's true. That is totally fair. Look at this trust fund kid. Yeah, buy these forks. I actually have no idea what lure to use out here, which doesn't help that it isn't common to catch a fish on your first try with this thing. I thought it would be the fork because it's flashy, but I guess this one actually says it's flashy. Yeah, I mean, he asks Max for all that money, and then he doesn't end up even needing it. I mean, like, that's how bidding goes. But it's, he's essentially like, I ain't asking your dad, I'll ask Max. I've seen that kid killing rats with a gun. I bet he's got some extra gilda. He just asked Gordon to go on a trip with him to freaking revive a giant tree. I can't even remember all the lines of dialogue. That's hilarious if that's what he says. I just remember after a while, just like, okay, remember to have enough money. Remember to have enough money. Oh, okay, just the bidding went well. I get you now. It whooshed me. Okay, so I don't think it's this one either. Thankfully, there's only 4 lures. Although, hopefully the Hama Hama and the Kaji wouldn't take different lures. I doubt it's the frog. This one looks good. This looks like some sea fish nonsense. Oh, is the fork for Mardans and Barons? Because they have the like the creepy teeth face? That makes sense. And they're a unique fish. Hilariously, these were the first games that like made me look stuff up. Because my friend and I, when we were younger, we built up our weapons to the point where it was like, hey, you gotta beat these enemies. And we were just like, where are they? Why can't we find them? What are these enemies? And eventually we realized like, oh, it's like preventing us. Like they aren't like, hey, you gotta kill 25 of these guys, and then all of a sudden you find one on a level or something like that. It was literally like, you gotta get to chapter 6. Like, quit grinding so much. Knock it off. But that just led me to like deep diving into name change tickets and how many medals can you get by this chapter and what are all the Sphida rewards and what is this worth and is it easier to do Sphida or fishing? I've never played the final dungeon. I was kind of saving it for after this playthrough, but this playthrough is 120 hours long already. And I'm still in chapter 4, so like, I'll get there, eventually. Now that I have lures, I need to get to chapter 5 so I can fish some Barons. Oh yeah, since you have to do it a certain way. Yeah, that's not one of their shining moments. I think it would have been fine if they would have made it like her little garden bedroom. Okay, finally. Not the best fish, but let's see what we get. But like if it would have just been something that takes you like 5 minutes, like, okay, there was 2 paths of water, there was a bench, there was the lights, there was this, there was that. But the fact that they made the whole Giorama, that was kind of lame. They definitely could have gotten away with it if they'd have just made it quicker. Because definitely, I know this game's not completely done. I mean, all you have to do is look at monster transformation and some other stuff, and you can tell this game's not complete. But what they really missed out on was not putting some ultimate, like, hey, this is even bigger than Dark Cloud 1 at the end of Zelmite Mines. Not doing like a anything changes in the future kind of ordeal, but just like, hey, help rebuild the town that used to be here kind of thing. and people would have eaten that up. And again, they could have just made it super easily by not actually putting any like points behind it, but just letting you build with all the stuff you have in a giant Giorama area. Yeah, something like that even. Oh, decent fish. Decent fish at 16 feet. Or meters. Meters. We're talking meters here, baby. Oh, damn. He's going back. Oh, he's dancing. Alright, there's a little... There's a little more. A little more. It's a decent fish. Probably 150. I don't think I'm in the 200s. I am still at 8. That's kind of ridiculous. That was dangerous. That was dumb. Another one. Yes! Mine. 342. Oh, what'd I do? We're good. 103 centimeters. Not my best, but that's a lot of points. Or wait, no, do I want to go this way? Shoot, I was in a good spot there. Oh yeah, we're gonna start stacking points easy now. That was the second fish I caught. I jokingly said that if I start catching rare fish on the second one, I'll just restart the game repeatedly. Dang, so that was 18 meters. That was ridiculous. A fish better than the, I guess, 99th percentile? Is that the right way to say it? A fish in the upper 1%. Specifically, a Kaji would be best, but I would take a almost perfect to perfect Hama Hama. We have an almost perfect Hama Hama, which is why I'd want a Kanji. Pretty much. But I was talking to some people, and they basically said a perfect fish is like a 1 in 300,000. So, like, now I want it. Again, I caught a fish that's like 98%. But it was a Hama Hama, and like, God, it annoys the crap out of me, because the Hama Hama is like my favorite fish aesthetically. But for some reason, it's not a very big fish. It's definitely one of the bigger fishes. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Might be a Hama Hama. But like an almost max Hama Hama was 169 fish points on a bait rod. A max one, I think, is 172 FP. But, like, Kaji get up to, like, 250 FP. Like, it's not even comparable. Like, one of them is so much bigger than the other. But, again, I think Hamahamas look cooler. So, while I'm happy to have a near-perfect one, it would have just been so much bigger if I caught a Kaji instead. So, now I'm going after a perfect Kaji, basically. I have a fucking hair in my eye right now, and this is driving me. I can't do this. My left eye is useless. Oh my god, what a terrible time. I just about lost that fish because of this. Oh my god, I'm blind in my left. Help me, Tom Cruise! Nice! 336 points. Can I get a decent picture for once? Yeah, so those things get big. Again, I don't know how big fish point wise they get, but centimeter wise, they get over 150 centimeters long. So that was big, but I don't know. So maybe the distance of the reel determines the fish points, because those were huge points. And then maybe the difficulty is the size? No. Other way around, I wonder. I wonder if the difficulty determines the weight. Because the most difficult fish are the hardest ones to catch, obviously. So I wonder if you need like an 18-meter max difficulty fish. I mean, that makes sense, right? As I say it out loud, that duh. So it has to be 18 meters and one of those fish where if I tap it twice, I lose it. Yikes. Wow, now that I actually know what I'm looking for, that's scary. So I can actually tell if I lose a perfect fish or not now. Not catching bonds is kind of nice. 18 meters, not as good, but this is solid. I wish I had ones just going to the right, that'd be sweet. Left isn't bad, I'll take left. Left is just fine. Oh, I went the wrong way. So I'm probably looking for like 100-centimeter Hamahama. Because I think mine was 98 or something like that. Nice, not bad, good points. Do I level anything up? Sure, why not? you're wondering why not luck, placebo effect. If you're wanting me to explain placebo effect, I'm not going to, but I'll explain my version of it in this game. Essentially, the belief is that 25 luck is actually the luckiest amount. Our theory, my theory I should say specifically, is that luck increases the size of a fish that you can catch to a certain extent, and then it begins just increasing the range of fish you catch. So like it'll make it so that you can catch larger fish, but at a certain point it just makes it so that you can catch the larger fish, but not necessarily that they're more likely to happen. I have no way to prove that, but it's what I believe. Somebody would actually have to like rip this game open and try to figure things out. And I think only one person's like really started doing that. Maybe 2 or 3 people. 5 max if you count people who don't interact with anybody online. But like when you look up guides on fishing and stuff like that, there still isn't complete information. Like a lot of people are still just copying and pasting what other people have said. And like that original person isn't right. Do it. Summon the fish. No way. I've probably read that guide. I'll go check that. That's so funny. That's so funny. That's one thing that happens though with communities with games like this, where it's not like big, like it's a big game, it's got a big community around it, but like it hasn't found that cult following. Like there isn't a, oh my god, this is one of the greatest speedrunning games ever, and there's like 1,000 people who speedrun it all the time. Because like, I mean, again, Ocarina of Time, the old Mario games, Super Sunshine, all those games, they're great for speedrunning and stuff like that, so they have cult followings. But like, this game just never found its footing, and it's only getting older. And Rogue Galaxy did nothing to help it. And strangely, the Dragon Quest community doesn't really like level 5. They like Dragon Quest 8, but they kind of consider it like an anomaly because it wasn't made by like a normal company to make their games. And Dragon Quest 9 isn't really considered one of the better Dragon Quest. So like it didn't help their reputation. It's interesting. But if you've never played Dragon Quest VIII, I'll recommend it until the end of time. It's a great game, and if you like level 5, you'll love it. Oh, nice. It's got fishing, right? That's fine. So long as future generations get to enjoy it. Won't have fish. I'm not playing it. I'll tell you that right now. You're missing out on a lot of fans, too. Just make fishing more rewarding. That's all you gotta do. Mini games add to replayability, I'll just say that. Oh, nice, I'm in a beautiful spot. Look at me, I'm right between the Shiguras. Gorgeous. Honestly, I didn't think this game had enough mini games. Weapon, what kind of weapon building? Like your own system, or more like Dark Cloud, more like Rogue Galaxy? I like a good weapon build system. If you need any inspiration, Monster Hunter 1 on the PS2. Pretty solid. Not the greatest game ever, but it's got some good bones. It's got weapon building, closer to DC1. Yeah, if you prefer Dark Cloud 1 and all that stuff, check out Monster Hunter 1 for the PS2. It is not like modern Monster Hunter. It is a more survival-based game of collecting resources and managing your hunger and all that other stuff. If that's the kind of stuff you're into, it might be right up your alley. I really enjoyed it. It's not like modern Monster Hunter games. It's a lot more about like, okay, I need to collect 50 herbs and turn those herbs into increased potions and turn those potions into high potions and then craft mega potions with honey. Oh no, I'm out of honey. I need more honey to craft mega nutrients to boost my max total HP. Alright, let's go collect some golden bugs to make some increased defense potions. Alright, let's go collect some barrels of gunpowder and make some explosives. Alright, now we're gonna go fight a dragon. Okay, I died. Let's try again. The newer Monster Hunters are more about actually fighting the monsters. They're more combat-oriented. But the original one was all about learning where, like, certain items spawn, so you could farm this and farm that. Nice, 121. Not bad. The only problem I have with the original Monster Hunter is the attack button. I'm not going to, Oh, yeah, so you've pretty much played it. Yeah. I'm not sure how much they changed, like, looting-wise. But, yeah, I believe Tri has the original village and everything. So, yeah, you know. You know it's good. I don't know if they got rid of a bunch of stuff, because I know people recommend Tri over 1. But I think they recommend Tri over 1 because Tri has all of the online features with the offline mode. Whereas the PS2 version is lacking a bunch of stuff because it doesn't have online accessibility unless you modify it. Which you can modify it, but... I also think they fixed the attack button in Tri, and it's like actually a button, whereas in the original game, you have to learn the different directions of the analog stick. Like pushing forward on the analog stick is just a regular attack. left and right are like side swings, and then if you do back, it's usually like a special attack. But yeah, attacking with the analog stick is a nightmare. Once you learn it, it's pretty intuitive, but there's no other game like it. It sucks. It takes so long to actually get comfortable with. Not super long to learn, but it takes so long to get comfortable with. Well, what's really cool is you can like kind of watch Capcom progress, because it's essentially an early version of what Dragon's Dogma does. Because instead of the analog stick, you use a bumper to do 3 different skills mapped to 3 different buttons. So like if you think about it in the way the analog stick is set up, they essentially swapped using the analog stick for a bumper and a button. But you still have a triangle list of attacks. It's pretty cool. And again, if you could mod the controls of the first of the first Monster Hunter, I think it'd be a brilliant game. Honestly, it'd be a brilliant game if you could just change the attack button. Honestly, if you just mapped... Probably, but I don't remember if those buttons are already in use. What I would probably do is just map them to the other analog stick and try to figure out a way to only have them activate when you're hitting one attack button. So instead of a bumper and X, I would just try to make it X and the other analog stick. Because I still like the idea of, like, if you're pushing forward, you do a leaping attack or something. And if you're pushing to the sides, you do a left swing or a right swing. I would just map it to X, because everybody nowadays plays with the X button. Or they play with a button, I should say. It could be square, it could be circle. Don't make it triangle. Don't make me get into that argument. But nobody uses the analog stick. If nothing in Monster Hunter 1 was used by the right bumper, I think you'd be fine. But I can't, it's been months since I've played Monster Hunter 1, so I can't remember the controls off the top of my head. Honestly, I think it's the grenade button or something. No, it switches what your hot item is. You could figure it out. I'm so excited. Dragon's Dogma 2 will probably be my first 24-hour stream. I'm so excited for that game to come out. If I can even stay. I don't even know if I can stay up for 24 hours anymore. I'm old. I'm so excited for that game. If there's a game that can actually, like, compete for greatest game of all time in my heart, it's got a shot. Nice. Yeah, it's a mood. I'm so excited for it. I've got my doubts. I'm a real fan. I've got doubts. I never thought we were getting a 2, so I'm afraid of a cash grab, but I'm excited. Look at the Hama Hama's little belly. It's funny. I think the combat, and this is what worries me the most, because I like Dragon's Dogma for the combat. So if they fuck up the combat, it's gonna hurt. But I worry that it looks too much like Assassin's Creed and The Last of Us and God of War, where, like, there's no lock-on, but there's a soft lock-on. And there never really was a soft lock-on in the first game. I mean, there is, but you can also very easily use Blink Strike 5 times in a row and miss the goblin and run out of stamina, and he just beats your ass. But, like, when I was watching the Dragon's Dogma 2 trailers, it kind of looked like you were actually, like, fixated on the enemy. Like, you couldn't miss your attacks. And I don't really like that. That's just me. I'm one fan. I'm a drop in the bucket. Who gives a fuck about me? But that would ruin it for me. I'd still like the game probably. But I'm really hoping they did their best to mimic the old game on a new engine. Oh, then go to Reddit. I mean, you'll see 1,000 of the same one, but they're all terrible and different. Most of them are about online play and vocations right now, but there's so many people on the Reddit right now screaming. Like, I'd say it's a post a minute or two. There's definitely some interesting points being made. Like, I was talking to some people the other day. I don't think item crafting has been confirmed. I try not to talk about other games when I play, but I'm fishing, so like... It's not like I'm actually playing the game. But yeah, it does suck when people talk about wanting to play other games. But at least Dragon's Dogma 2 isn't out, I would say, in my defense. I don't normally like talking about other games, but I am fishing for another 6 hours. So, like, I gotta talk about something. And the fish ain't biting. Here we go. Oh, this one's tiny. What is this? I'm about to crank up the luck. Get out of my face with this tiny fish. Oh, yeah, that's actually fun. You can't be doing that. Unless you're doing what I did, you killed... How many did I kill? 1,600 enemies on one dungeon floor? I was trying to get Holy Jimron in Chapter 3, and it just wasn't happening. You need so much experience to level up Monster Transformation, and doing that in Chapter 3 is just like... Oh my god, it's awful. I see, that's one thing that, like, kills me. And you might be able to give me a new perspective on this. Dark Cloud 1 players boggle my mind. One of their biggest complaints that I see all the time, and like I wish I had screenshots of it so I could actually like make a compilation. These games are not slow. Like, what is it? There's something about Dran's Feather that has like ruined some people's perspective about this game. And maybe I'm completely misreading this situation I'm at now, and this player has never played Dark Cloud 1. But like, these characters aren't slow. The levels aren't that big. Like, I mean, it sucks when you get to the end of a dungeon floor and you just then get the key and you realize you have to run back. Okay. Was he using a hammer? Because I'll admit, the first time you use a hammer, it is jarring. But that's your own fault. Pay attention to your weapon. That's funny too. They go if they went specifically from Monica sword to Max's hammer, yeah. It can be a bit of a, oh my god, what is this? It like completely changes how you have to fight. Most of the time with Monica, you can just swing once before the enemy gets to you, and you're so far into your combo, you just take the enemy out. But with Max's hammer, you have to either predict them as they get to you, or come at them with a charge attack. Blocking works too, but then you have to know their patterns. Okay, so this isn't a giant fish, but it's good points. Maybe I should actually level up my luck. and speed boost. So instead they just messed with the camera zoom and put it in speed lines. Hold on, wait, what? You couldn't put in a... Oh, wow. Okay, so they were like... Hold on, that's not... I'm not one to, advocate emulation. But that sounds pretty interesting. As I wiggle my 30-year-old PS2 joystick that barely has a cap on it. I don't know. Maybe it's just happenstance. I'm an old man because of when I was born, but there's something about using the glitches in the game to get an advantage that I think is the best. And then if you can't get an advantage, you're just shit out of luck. But like, for instance, and I don't know about you, you're your own person, you're allowed to do whatever you want, but did you recommend to them to run diagonal? Because it does make you faster. Not much, but it does. So like, as the person that I am, I wanted to run faster at one point, so I just learned how to run diagonally. Okay, Max's hammer. I'm so stupid. Thanks for being kind to me. Yeah, that's their own fault. Should have had a better wrench. Yeah, by chapter 5 and you lose Monica, you should have a decent ride pod too. Yeah, honestly, yeah. How are you supposed to complain about Max if you... That's so wild. Were they just doing, like... Interesting. I wonder if they got absorbed into Monica. It's easy to. She starts off stronger than Max does. The average player just gets out of the sewers as fast as possible and runs straight to the Rainbow Butterfly Woods. And Monica starts off stronger than Max. So if you get there quickly, she's already much... Yeah. That's really funny because when I was younger... Oh, this is an 18. We got an 18. Oh, and it's a difficult one. This is interesting. What do we got? When I was younger, I only ever used Max's gun. That's all I used. And then finally I got to the point where it was just like, oh, okay, I can't shoot these fireballs. I actually have to level up the hammer. Okay, I actually have to level up Monica. And then all of a sudden, you don't really have to do that kind of stuff in the later game. But... I still think it's funny, because so many people think, like, we got Rogue Galaxy instead of Dark Cloud 3. But, like, Rogue Galaxy could have just been Dark Cloud 3. But... we just didn't get it. Which is sad, because I actually like running around in Rogue Galaxy. Like, the jump and the way the levels are designed. I actually really like it. But, like, I mean, they chose not to put Georama and Spheda and all that other goofy stuff in there. They're just different games. It's all it comes down to. Just like how Dragon Quest is a totally different game. I'll look at your message here in a second. I apologize. If I look, I'll lose this fish. I gotta keep it sub half. Below the bar. Below the barg. This is a hell of a fight. The 1% is real. Oh, I can almost pull him in. Nice. I think that's the best one of the day, easily. Absolutely, Scrappies. So, yeah, I'm actually interested in having a conversation with somebody who seems to know something about the games. What makes you think they scrapped Dark Cloud 3 and used its parts for Rogue Galaxy? Because I think they scrapped it and used it for Dragon Quest 8. Because they had never really made a Dragon Quest game, and if you play Dragon Quest 8, revealed it in an interview. Where's this interview at? YouTube? I need to hear this. Because I don't believe it. Because that kind of bums me out. Because Rogue Galaxy is just... I mean, it's just Final Fantasy 12. But, like, not good. I've said this a million times, and I will keep repeating it. Jaster is literally just Vaughn. They're both blonde kids born in a desert city, recently taken over by the Galactic Empire. They both dream of being sky pirates. They're orphans. It's just... I'm not impressed. It's a good game. See, like, that makes me sad. I always, in my mind, thought it was Sony being like, no. More specifically, they were both Luke Skywalker. Yeah, that is a good point. See, my headcanon was always just that, yeah, like, while they were working on Dragon Quest VIII with Square Enix, they got, like, a little insider information on some other games and stuff like that, or they got help from people who worked on other games. Because, again, Rogue Galaxy just feels like Final Fantasy 12 and Kingdom Hearts, but without the people who worked on it. Which, again, are both Square Enix games. And then, again, it's crazy to me, because have you played Dragon Quest VIII on the PS2? I had such a weird experience. I don't even mind talking about it. It was, like, spiritual. I had never played a Dragon Quest game until last year when I played Dragon Quest VIII on the PS2, and feeling the Dark Cloud engine in another game was, like, seriously spiritual. It was weird. I felt so much nostalgia for a game I'd never played. Yes. But from what I understand, from what I've read online, that is the engine for Dark Cloud 3, essentially. It was the final version of the Dark engine or whatever that they used in Dark Cloud 2 and had modified, and it went into Dragon Quest VIII, and it feels phenomenal. So, like, I don't know why they ever would have tossed that entire engine for something that's different, because it's not what's in Rogue Galaxy. And if it is, they modified it too far. Too far. But yeah, playing Dragon Quest VIII after playing 20 years of Dark Cloud 2 was just wild. Because again, I can't have nostalgia for a game I've never played before. But since it has the same engine, it literally felt like I was playing Dark Cloud 3. So again, it bums me out that Rogue Galaxy didn't use the same engine. I don't blame them for not putting world building and all that stuff into Dark Cloud, this is confusing my brain, into Dragon Quest VIII, because Dragon Quest VIII doesn't have Giorama-esque stuff. But hilariously, I think photography somehow got turned into alchemy, because the alchemy pot uses 2 and 8 ingredients. Yes, it was turn-based. So, like, I mean, like, they saw... Again, Dragon Quest VIII is talked about as one of the best in the series. Made by Level 5. They're one of their first ever turn-based games, I think. Yeah, they might have cut the team in half. But, like, it's just crazy to me that, like, you don't see the bones for Dragon Quest VIII, one of their most successful games ever. Again, it wasn't their game, necessarily. Dragon Quest has a massive history and is illustrated by, what is it, Akihiro Toriyama? I can't remember his full name. The guy who makes Dragon Ball. But, like, you don't see any remnants of this game and that game in Rogue Galaxy. So, like, that's sad to me that that's what they thought would sell is Rogue Galaxy. Because, like, look how it did. I had a playthrough going of it, but I just... There was too much stuff that bummed me out. Which sucks, because I actually really like the story and stuff. Like, again, I know we were ragging on it a second ago, but, like, I think if they would have fixed the gameplay, like the actual combat, I think it would have been a good game. But personally, I think Rogue Galaxy's combat is just terrible. Borderline unplayable. I'm interested about this interview. I like Rogue Galaxy, but not as much as Dark Cloud 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm trying. I really embarrassed myself in my first Dark Cloud video. I got so angry, but, like, I really want to play Dark Cloud 1 and beat it. I do. But, like, I don't think it's for me. Like, I think to, like, have fun the way I do, I'm gonna have to get a Excel sheet or find a game facts guide that, like, see, it's not the clunkiness, it's the mechanics. Like, specifically, like, the weapon durability or the weapon HP mechanic where statues do more damage to swords and stuff. Like, I think that's cool, but the fact that it didn't tell me that sucked. Like, I broke 2 swords in the first couple of hours of playing just because I didn't realize one enemy did 1 damage and one did 5. So, like, I was, like, fighting these, I can't remember what enemy it was, but, like, I had, like, 10 HP on my sword. And I was like, okay, I'll hit these guys 3 times and then I'll use my repair powder. And I hit him twice and it did 10 damage to my sword, and it was just like, oh, come on. So, like, again, it's not so much that it's clunky, it's just like, why didn't the old Fairy King tell me? So, yeah, but I mean, I played 2 hours and I wasn't even at the point where you could buy that yet. Oh, nice, that's the interview. I'll watch that after this. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. You did more than I could have hoped for. Oh, I almost lost that fish. That was weird. Oh, the interview? I mean, it's a bit weird that they talk about it all of a sudden, isn't it? I mean, I'll definitely watch it after stream, so thanks for commenting that, because I can always find it again. But it is kind of weird that they'd comment on it after this long. Unless they're gonna make a new one. Oh, that could be. How long's it been? That's a great point. It might have been like a quarter of a century NDA or something with Dark Cloud 2 and whatnot. Because Dragon Quest 8 probably is when they signed on with Square Enix, because that was their first game working with them. And then they made Dragon Quest 9, and again, the fans didn't like Dragon Quest 9. There's some fans, but everybody likes every game. There's always somebody who likes every game. But it wasn't as hot with the Dragon Quest fans. So, like, it'd be interesting to look into. I would hate to tell the fans to not get excited, but Dragon Quest 8 is one of the most anticipated games to get a remake from the series because it's only available on PS2 and 3DS. And the 3DS version has a bunch of post-game extra characters, added in level stuff, new gear and items. So, like... Oh, wait, really? So they already announced it? Okay, that's funny. Yeah. No, that's how I am with Dragon's Dogma. The fans were like, finally, we've been waiting all this time! And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, there's no way it's getting revisited. It is not a beloved series. But it actually did. I could see Dark Cloud 3 getting made, but it would have to be one of those things where, like, they made a perfect game and he was able to retire and open his own, like, I don't know, I just, like, something dumb, like Dran Studios or something, Dran Feather Studios, and that's where Dark Cloud 3 got made, and it was very clearly a successor, but it didn't have the same name. I've never even heard of Fantasy Life. I love Level 5 Studios, but, like, not every game's a winner. And you don't have to like every game made by a studio. Like Professor Layton, not for me. Ni no Kuni, as much as I want to be a Ni no Kuni fan, not for me. So badly I wanted to be a Ni no Kuni fan. I've heard they're brilliant games, they just not difficult. Like, they're really just a game that you can enjoy. Not turn your brain off because you're enjoying it, but, like, you're gonna win. You need not worry about winning, is what I'm saying. So much so that I guess the second game had to actually add 2 extra difficulties because it was so easy. But again, that's fine. Not everybody has to like every game. I think that's what makes gaming more unique is when companies try different things. However, I also believe gaming gets better when some game changes the entire gaming sphere. Like Grand Theft Auto? Grand Theft Auto changed the entire gaming sphere for the better. Like, I don't necessarily love the change Jak and Daxter made to Jak 2, but I don't think they'd ever made such drastic changes to the game. It probably would have been super similar to the first one, but they were willing to make changes, and you got some good stuff out of it. Everything's too stagnant now. I've never actually played a Legend of Zelda game. I'm just gonna say that now. But yeah, it's a good one. Personally, I think my 2 favorite open world games are Conan Exiles and Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma is controversial but I'll defend it to the day I die. It's 40% of a game. They admitted that they left out 60% of that game. And I still think it's one of the best games of all time. I'll defend it. Give me something you don't like and I'll defend it. But Breath of the Wild's good. One of my problems with Breath of the Wild is the durability system. I think that's whack. And then the Korok seeds. You should actually get a reward for that. That's so lame. Like, tease the player with the golden turd, and then let them trade the golden turd for something. Yeah, it's definitely not the best open world game, but I think it gets a lot of hate. My first playthrough of that game, no DLC, literally got it when it released, waited at GameStop for it, was 88 hours long. I loved it my first playthrough. But no shit, I probably put like 20 hours of fishing, like just into Final Fantasy 15. I love the fishing in that game so much. It's so good. So good. That's how fishing should be. Every game, Final Fantasy 15. I mean, the durability of your line is kind of lame, but it's realistic-ish. It should reset after every fish, but that's about it. Yeah, the Korok seeds or whatever they're called. Again, I've never played. Never even heard the word said, I think. That's just a bit ridiculous. Like, that's some Nintendo shit. Like, haha, nerds. And it's like, you guys created nerds, you fucking losers. What do you mean you calling us nerds? Like, even just a golden mask of one of the seeds would have been, like, a way better reward. Good. They deserve rocks chucked at them. I don't think I ever actually tried the last lure, did I? I should guess I should at least try it, right? I actually, yeah, I did see some of those on Reddit for like weeks when the game first came out. People were just posting them like non-stop. I did think, like, I don't know, it was a few months ago, maybe one or two. There was like a huge community on Reddit around all of the building and stuff in that game. And they had like, I don't know, they had just busted the game wide open with what you could fly with. And it was crazy to see people be like, hey, look, I just made this more elaborate, so like, what can we do with it? And people, like, by the end of the day would have like 6 parts taken off of it so they could make it lighter and more efficient. It was just crazy to see these people working together. But it's kind of died down now. You don't see them as often. You only really see like the breakthrough posts. Or like the super funny meme ones where people are like, I made an AT-AT. I'm really excited for the new game Enshrouded. I don't think it looks like a 10 out of 10. But it looks like a company taking what everybody else has done and putting it into a smaller game, and I think it could be really cool. If it's 40 bucks or less, maybe 35 or something on Steam, I think it could be a pretty popular game. But like, it took like the world terraforming from Valheim. It took the grapple nonsense from like every game ever. It took all like the story aspects of your modern AAA game that's just like not really good, but it's there. And then just threw it all together as a small studio. So like it's actually got a little bit of love and care in it. I think that's one of the things that like Tears of the Kingdom and what's the other one called? I can't remember it all of a sudden. Oh god, I'm blanking. The first one did. Was survival games just don't do this well enough. Open world games need a story. Like, it's hard to do, but there has to be like a, okay, I'm deciding to pick flowers today instead of fight the world-ending dragon. And so many of those open world games just lack that urgency. Like, it doesn't actually need to be urgent, but it needs to make it feel like when you're doing those side quests, you're really going out of your way. And when the game doesn't have any story at all, there's just no value to it. Like, picking a flower is just as important as going to the deepest dungeon. And I guess that's valuable to some people. But like Ark, I think Ark just, they went too shallow on the story. It was too late by the time they put a story in there. Everybody knows them as storyless now. They literally thought people would Dark Souls their game for them. But like they were too shallow to even be Dark Souls. Man, Ark is probably the biggest letdown in recent years. Like, even No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk 2077, and like Gollum blew by. But Ark refuses to die. It won't go down. It just keeps getting up, and it needs to stay down. Alright, so yeah, I don't think I've tried the frog here, right? I doubt the frog works. Yeah, I was one of those people that I talked mad trash about that game and never followed up with it. And when I finally saw it again, I was just kind of like, ah, man, I shouldn't have done that. Like, they actually held to their word eventually. I'd have to go back before he's off the chain in my opinion. He's done so much to save his face value and entire gaming industry underneath him. But I'd have to go back and see like when the first interviewer was like putting him on the spot and he felt like pressured to say something big. Because like when I watched a recent documentary about the whole thing, there were a lot of people who kind of set him up to like say certain things, and if he didn't say it, it was like, well shit, now he's just gonna seem like an asshole. But again, I'd have to go back to see the first one to see if it was just like, okay, dude, should you have stopped here, or... Because like, I get it, I've never been on a stage with a fucking 100 live people audience watching me with thousands of people at home watching. Fuck that. I'd shit my pants. Almost guaranteed. Although, I will say, I'll probably never play the game because I won't have nice things to say. Simply because I don't think I liked the gameplay loop of shooting the laser to harvest resources. That's a personal thing. But like, I've seen some crazy videos of that game. Like people making giant sky bases, people finding wild monsters that shouldn't exist, people trying to find the most Earth-like planet. He did a lot. And I always love seeing like the tweets and stuff that are like just emojis and it gets the entire like fandom up in like arms. Like, what's it gonna be? I'd say he's probably not like as big, obviously, But I would say the No Man's Sky fans are probably just as ravenous as, like, Minecraft fans. Like, the fans that like that game really like it, and I'm impressed by that. It shows that they actually delivered a fun gameplay loop that brings people back to it. Like Subnautica. Subnautica might not be the greatest game of all time, but what they did right was so well that the fans who like Subnautica love Subnautica. Alright, I'm gonna call the frog a bust. But at the same time, who knows? But at the same time, I don't think there's any ocean frogs. Like, at all. Anywhere. But let's just go back through everybody. Let's try everybody again. To be honest, you want to know what one of my biggest disappointments of the year is? It was this year, right? Elden Ring. Anyways. They could have been so much bigger. Great game. Great game. But, like, the things that they got wrong are so, like, blatantly obvious that it's just, like, it's a disappointment. It's just a fucking disappointment. Like, somebody at the Elden Ring office should have been like, hey, do you think we have too many repeating bosses that look exactly the same? And it's like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, definitely. Do you think we should recolor some of them? Like, change the way they look at least? Maybe add some, like, moss? It's just, yeah, they're like, when Elden Ring came out, it was going to be one of the biggest games of all time. But yeah, as soon as people realized how many duplicate bosses there were, it was over. It ruined the game. Like, unless you need a specific item from that dungeon, you're not going to see anything special down there. It's just going to be a boss you fought most likely 3 or 4 times at this point. Because you fight roughly each one like 9 times, except for the unique 8 bosses or whatever it is. One of my biggest complaints about the game is the fact that they used Estus flasks when they should have used like full moon grass and stuff like that from Demon Souls. Actually force people to craft their healing items. Could they have carried 1,000 healing items? Probably. But like, the crafting system was just so neglected. And then lastly, Vigor. They made the game too based around Vigor. There's too many situations where if you don't level Vigor, you're probably not going to beat the boss unless you have a glass cannon build that does so much damage, you kill the boss before they even get to you. Alright, I'm guessing Fork doesn't work. If they make an open world Bloodborne, it could be their moment. Because honestly, with Bloodborne, they could get away with just making a layered game, which is what I think they wanted to do more for Dark Souls 2. I can't remember. But like, you could have the city on top, and then like Old Yharnam below it. Oh, I just lost. No, I lost my sweet fishing spot. Lame. I'll have to find the spot between the 2 Shigura again. You know, I'm just gonna switch. It's probably just this one lure. That's kind of lame, but whatever. Almost shook him off. Although, maybe From Software just doesn't make an open world game ever again. Maybe they just didn't like making it. I don't know. I'm not their boss. I like the idea that they actually get away from making FromSoft like typical games for the last few years. I didn't play Armored Core, but I like that they made something different. Although I will say one thing that panics me, and I'm glad I bought copies of Dark Cloud 1 and 2 recently. If they remake these games and they turn out good at all, it'll ruin all the memorabilia for it. That's one thing I've noticed about FromSoft games, is every time they release something, their older games for the PS2 get more and more expensive. They're not really good games. That's why they weren't expensive before, but every time they release a game, Kingsfield games get more expensive. And after Armored Core 6 was even announced, the older Armored Core games all went up by like 20 bucks. I mean, like, almost literally collector's items, because they weren't popular, so it's not like people are suddenly like, oh yeah, this is a hidden gem. It's like, no, it's not. Welcome, welcome. Glad to hear you made it back from your drive. Drives can be a ominous thing. It's kind of like the classic, I'm going out for milk. Going out for ciggies. And you're like Nelson Muntz, sitting at the window, waiting for your father to come back from the Quickie Mart, but he won't. He never comes home. His peanut allergy got him. My dad's still at the gas station waiting for me to respond to texts about sending him 20 bucks so he can buy the cigarettes. And then he'll leave. But he's waiting for me to Venmo him 20 so he can buy him and then leave. Oh my god, cracked my back on the chair. That was perfect. Who needs a student's desk? My bar stool is good enough. That was phenomenal. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to walk when I get out of this chair, but... Wow, they should have play tested this lure rod a little more, I think. I'd like to find the guy who developed it and give him one of these. Oh, probably. Yeah. Sun up and birds are singing. That's time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. If you followed, I apologize, but my notification system is not working. I apologize for that. But thank you for stopping by and thank you for watching. It was wonderful having you. I am glad I could host. It is time for T-Pain's 5 o'clock in the morning. Featuring Wiz Khalifa. Oh my god, where are the fish at? Am I using the wrong lure again? Wait, what? What? No, that's the right one, right? Man, I'm just like super unlucky. Oh my god, it's been 2 hours? What time is it? Oh, it's almost 1 o'clock. Okay, so... I'm not hungry. So I'll probably just let the dog out to go to the bathroom. Drink a bottle of water. Man, I wish I had my Rice Krispies made already. I'll do that after this. I'll make some Rice Krispies later tonight. Man, I have not... the fuck? I have not caught any fish in a minute. Oh, I'm so close to being right between the Shigura again. Maybe here? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. That was 17 meters, not bad. It's not the most difficult fish, but... it was an early catch. It's got to be almost an immediate catch. Oh, nice. I'm back where I want to be. Perfect. Absolutely lovely. Alright, 1 hour, 59 minutes, 30 seconds. So I'll probably catch one more fish. Okay, so... the bobber moves, right? Oh, you can't... you can't zoom in. I never even noticed that. Interesting. I was just sitting there hitting the trigger, nothing was happening. Didn't even realize there wasn't even a prompt for it. Man, I wish I could convince Pokemon Fan 4000 to play Dragon Quest VIII. Or Bayou Billy Bones to come back and actually make some new videos about how to do that glitch so I can understand it better, because I'm really getting bad at it and I want to know how to do that glitch in Dragon Quest VIII. Oh my god, especially now that I've like gotten better at actually maneuvering in Dark Cloud out of bounds, I'll have like a better feel for when I'm running out of bounds in Dragon Quest, because it's the same engine. Oh, that's so sad. If only Dragon Quest... I wonder... no, I was gonna say, I wonder if I can find a way to force myself out of bounds like that game. If it's the same engine, there might be a way. Huh. Like, I wonder if there's, like, a spot where I could zoom under the pillars and, like, bonk my head? I don't know. I'll have to look, man. Oh, not bad. 16 meters, not bad. Got ourselves a little Kaji action. Decent fish to end on. Decent. Better than going out on a loss. Although this could still be a loss. Hold off on drawing lines in the sand. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. 286. Not bad. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go grab something to. Let's go save. Oh no, I'm in a great spot. Let's catch one more fish. One more fish. I don't want to lose this spot. And then I'm gonna go grab a bottle of water, let the dog go to the bathroom, check on the cats to make sure they haven't eaten anything out of the closet, and then that should be good. I don't feel hungry. I just ate like a few hours ago. It's that protein. It's that good protein. Some good-ass macaroni. Alright, so I'm going to leave the fish up on the screen because I think that's more interesting to look at than me just standing there. I don't think this fish is going to be better, so that kind of sucks, but... almost certainly not better. Not bad, though. I'll keep that up. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna hit you with a thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching if you're on YouTube. As always, I'm gonna keep uploading more parts of this series if I keep playing, so you'll probably see another one after this since I'm still streaming today. But if you're on YouTube, you don't know that. But if you're watching me stream right now, you obviously know that. So, this is the end of episode... God, I don't know, like 78? 79? Something like that? So thanks for stopping.